right, and welcome once again. All Takes Valid, episode 54. As always, I go by Trill Trayy, joined once again with Spence or SB21 and
Yeah.
my main man Vick Bynum. So Vic, why don't you go ahead and give him a rundown of today's show and let him know that y'all about to get this smoke.
Hi.
Well, gloves are off today, boys. Gloves are off. So, first things first, we gonna pop it off. We haven't done it in a while, but we about to go into debate. Who's the best receiver since 2010?
It's
Um,
obvious.
so he said, but
It's
followed
obvious.
followed by we'll be talking about the New Orleans Saints. They'll be picking at 28th in this upcoming draft, 2021. Um, Followed by the Green Bay Packers at 29. So with that being said, before we get into that, how was your weekend, fellas? Had a
Hey,
little.
look, no, stop. Ain't no pleasantries.
Oh,
We
oh,
debating.
we
We
going straight
debating
into
right
it.
now. We
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
debating
we
right
going
He
in
now.
raw.
did. It's
We
all.
going in
Yeah,
raw.
bro.
Yeah, I ain't worried
Yeah,
about.
bro.
Oh, okay.
I ain't
Yeah, bro.
saying hi.
He
I
ain't trying to be
don't care
friends
how
right
his
now.
birthday
We'll do all
was.
that in the
I
next
don't
subject.
Oh,
We'll
care
do
what
all
you
that in the
did
next
this
subject. Just come
weekend.
on. Come
Let's
on,
get
Vic.
okay.
to the
Well, I
smoke.
mean,
Let's
Right now
go.
he's giving us hostility. Once we
dang.
get to the
I
Saints
mean,
and
Yeah, no,
Packers, we can
that's
be all friendly.
hey,
Come
hey,
on.
what does R. Kelly say? I mean, seems like he's ready, something like that.
I I don't think that's the right
All
term for the
right.
situation, but come on.
yeah, not at all. So
Oh
yeah,
man.
we about to get into this debate here. Who is the best wide receiver the last decade? So with that being said, you're factoring from 2010 up to 2020. Who in that time span is the best wide receiver? Now, like I said, I think it's obvious. I don't. It ain't close. It's not. It's not even much of the debate. But these two are gonna try to make it a debate, and I'm about to smoke them. So y'all want to pop it off, or y'all want me to? Let me know.
You
How?
know what? You know what, King Bowser? Go ahead, since you wanna.
All right. So obviously, you know who I'm going with. Um, Antonio Brown is the best wide receiver of the decade from 2010 to 2020, hands down.
Somebody boo this man.
So,
No, here's the funny thing. You know what the funny thing
hey,
is
the
that
funny thing is, it's not your turn. So you didn't want to go first, so let me talk.
Go ahead.
All right. So rookie year, quiet year. Okay, 2010, quiet year. Even though he ended up playing in the Super Bowl, but that's neither here nor there, right? So from 2011 and forward, minus 2012, which he only played 3 games because he was injured. From 2011 forward, 1,000 yards every single year. Every single year. All right, factor that in. This man currently sits at 28th all time in receptions at 841, 35th all time in yardage, 11,841, 34th all time in touchdowns, 75, 7-time Pro Bowler, 2011, and then 2013 through 2018. Pro Bowl pretty much every year. Like I said, besides that 2012, which again, he missed 3 games. All right. 2-time receiving yards leader. So he led the league in receiving twice, 2014, and again in 2017. Also led the league twice in receptions or catches for those of you who are a little, y'all don't get what receptions mean. That means catches, Spence. Back in
Ah,
2014 and 2015.
Mhm.
And he is officially a member of the NFL 2010 All Decade team. So that would be him. You have Larry Fitzgerald as a part of that company, Julio Jones, and Calvin Johnson. So if either of you come to this debate with not any of the other 3 that I just named that's actually part of this all decade team, I really
Who's
hope
this?
you got strong facts to try to prove your point because
Repeat those names.
Larry Fitzgerald,
Hmm.
Julio Jones, and Calvin Johnson. So if it ain't one of them three, and even them three, I just gave it to you, plain clear as day. And then top it off this year, that man just got him a ring, just to cap it off, to cap off everything I just said. He just you know got him a Super Bowl ring this year, just to add the cherry on top to all that. But go ahead, who's next?
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, go. Yeah, you know what? Sure. You know what? The
Come
funny
on.
thing is, my actually the one that I have is actually on your little list that you proclaim. Yes, and actually, it's not Mr. Larry Fitzgerald because during that time period, yes, he was in the league, but he was not between the 2010 and 2020. But is actually the number one in receiving yards. That's I am talking about Mr. Julio Jones. Yes, even though he had some injury seasons, he still had over 11,000. Actually, no, 12,896 yards. Yes, his touchdowns only had 60 to Mr. Antonio Brown. And without that ring accolade, yeah, that's kind of verbatim thanks to the Tom Brady prayer of the year. But one thing about him is that when it comes to on the field, it is consistency. Even though there are some corners out there, Ramsey and all those that try to lock him down, most can say they have, but they can't really stop him.
Wait.
They can contain it as much as possible, though. You about to say something?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say. You said most said that they can shut him down.
Most say they try to.
Oh, they tried to. Okay. I was
Yeah,
about
yeah.
to
They say try to. I didn't say they got it, but they say
Oh,
they try to. But
okay.
he's gonna get his. He's going to get his. Other than Miss, other than what people call the problem child of Pittsburgh, but other than that, yes, other than the ring accolades and those, he is a Pro Bowler 7 times, and he did had 2 times receiving leader also in yardage.
Hmm.
He's seventh. He's also, I want to say he's 14th in like reception and catches. So yes, AB is a strong shooter for that, but also please do not disrespect JJ in Atlanta.
Hey, it's not disrespecting them. I said, like, if you're not picking somebody that's actually a part of the all decades team, you really got to have a strong case.
I mean,
So
yeah,
I
but
mean, so
those,
Julio, that's cool, but okay, so they both led the receptions twice. Cool, see you
yeah,
there.
right,
They both, I can at least say, played in the Super Bowl during that time period. AB actually played in two, but he
right,
got a ring in one. Julio didn't.
right,
Whatever. That's neither here nor there. Take away the
right.
Super Bowl, right? They
Sure.
both led the receptions twice. The difference is the yardage is actually kind of close, right? The one
Yeah.
difference though is touchdowns
Touchdowns.
is way in AB's
It's it's
favor.
it's it's 19. It's a 19. Well, 15 gap, I guess.
And then the only other thing you got to factor is in with the whole debacle AB was going through. Yeah, you can say that Julio, he's had some injury years, but
Mhm.
you got to factor in 2019, AB only played what that one game with the Patriots, so he didn't really
Right.
play. And then this year with Tampa, he barely played. So Julio, for the most part, should have had the jump on him. So yeah,
Right. But
I, I just
also that was
I just don't
also
see
that
it
year was
close.
injured.
I don't see it. It's not close. Sorry.
Touchdown. I mean touchdown, right? Sure.
All right. Well, that sounds good, fellas. That's cute. But
Uh oh. I'm
just
scared
gonna
about this one.
recite what y'all saying. I appreciate all the facts that y'all have provided,
I'm
the
scared.
statistics.
I'm so
Obviously,
scared.
with Spence, you said Julio Jones. I respect it. I
I'm
mean, he
scared.
is definitely a beast. A lot of DBs, like you said, cannot say they can handle him one on one. Sometimes they
No.
need some help, but other times there's very few. As you stated, Julio has the most yards since 2010, 12,896. He also has the most 1400 yard seasons since 2010 with five. AB is at 4, so he's right behind it. Um, Going to Trey, his well, let me recite a few more things. Um, AB and Julio, they're both tied in receptions, most receptions in a season, at least in terms of the receivers that I did, which I did Julio, I did AB, Calvin Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, Devontae Adams, just to name a few, the top receivers in the game that have been doing it for a while. D Hop. He also tied for the average per reception, which is at 17.8. That is tied with one of the three people that Trey just referred to,
Okay.
Calvin Johnson. Now, going to AB, AB, as I told y'all, he has, well, as Trey mentioned earlier, he has the most TDs since 2010. So yeah, he definitely has had a good share of touchdown celebrations, which he's pretty much notorious for. One thing I do want to applaud AB for, he has the highest best catch percentage out of the receivers that I I did my calculations for, which
Yeah.
was 65.9%
Yeah,
catch percentage.
that's another thing too, because I could say this too, because people have been trying to debate me about this whole Julio AB thing for years, right? And it's like I've seen in the end zone Julio's dropped some touchdowns before. I ain't seen
Yeah.
it. I've never seen AB drop a touchdown in the end zone. I've never seen it.
So
I've seen Julio do it a couple times. If AB get his hands on the ball, it's a touchdown. He gonna bring it in.
so with that being said, with Larry Fitzgerald, which is somebody that a lot of people talk about, saying that he doesn't really drop balls.
Yeah,
I mean, his average
Yeah.
percentage for throughout his career, his entire career, 61.3.
yeah, he got
Um,
more
his
tackles than drops.
his best percentage is
Okay.
75.2, but his worst is 45.5. Compared to AB, that AB's best career percentage or best career in season was 84.2, and that was back in 2010. Yeah, 2000. Nope. Oh, that was 2010, but that was the season that Trey says, "Hey,
Yeah, he was a
we're
rookie.
not going to count the 2010 season because he probably had limited catches. I mean, limited
Yeah,
targets
he
and
was behind
catches."
Mike Wallace, Sanders, and Hines Ward still, so he wasn't really a factor yet.
But his worst was 50%. But if we're going to go compare AB to Julio, AB has 65.9 average catch percentage compared to Julio 64.2. Um, Julio's best percentage season in terms of catching the ball was 75% compared to AB's 84.2. We could probably take that out if y'all want. Um, but I just want to say both of y'all are wrong. The
No,
answer is
I was waiting for you to
Well,
get to the point. Like you were
yeah,
just
the
yeah.
answer
rambling
I
is
was just
about.
say, I was like, here we
Can
are,
you
here
get
we
to the
are,
point?
the
Who's yeah who?
the
here we are.
best receiver
Here we
since
go.
2010
Oh boy.
I know you're gonna say some stupid shit.
No,
is
no,
Calvin
he's coming.
Johnson.
Okay,
Calvin
okay.
Megatron Johnson. Reason why I say
I
that.
know why. I know why he's doing it.
Okay, so the reason why I say that, well, obviously, I stated about Julio and Calvin Johnson both having the highest uh, per catch. I mean, average yards per reception,
Mhm.
17.8. Obviously, this year Devontae Adams broke the touchdown record, I believe, which he got 18. Calvin Johnson previously had 16, so he beat that by two. Um, what was it? So Calvin Johnson has been retired since 2015,
Yeah,
Correct.
so his 5 years is
and
better than that 10-year
Hang
window.
on, hang on, Trey.
AB.
Let us fight. Hang
No,
on,
you're right. Let him go.
yeah,
I was
no,
saying.
let us
yeah, yeah.
go.
So
Let us go.
obviously we know AB stats
Mm-hmm.
11,746
Right.
in 10 seasons,
Right.
Hmm.
compared
I know
to
exactly why you're
Calvin
saying that.
Johnson's
He chose 11.
8,548. Then
Oh, it is
he's
now.
played
Okay.
before that, but we're going since 2010. So from 2010 to 2015, he has 8,548, which he has 348 less catches than AB and 3,198 less yards than AB. And that's with five less seasons. Now, obviously, we can say shoulda, woulda, coulda, or what could have been. Obviously, he
Mm-hmm.
retired, so I can't
Right.
say like what he could have done. But the fact that the man's career was basically cut short, in part because of the organization, also in part because of injury. But honestly, we've all been down that road where we've talked about Calvin. Losing does take a big effect in players in terms of their career. We've obviously seen Barry Sanders retire sooner than he should have, even though he a lot felt like he had a lot more game in him.
The
Same thing
Lions
could have been
too.
said. Yeah, yeah, same organization. So again, in terms of stats, AB has it. AB has it. He has the stats, the 1,400 yard seasons, the reception. Even though obviously Michael Thomas just broke that a few years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, with receptions for the season.
That's cute.
Um,
You
yeah, it's
talking
cute,
Slant
right?
Boy?
But you gotta look at this. AB in what, a 5 year span from 2013 all the way to 2018, he had at least 100 yards. So he's getting a lot more volume
I mean,
compared
100
to,
catches.
yeah, 100, at least 100 catches.
Hmm.
Thank you. At least 100 catches for those seasons. Calvin Johnson has only had one over 100 yards. I mean, over 100 catches for that season, and that was back in 2012. The most he had before that was 96, and he had
Mm.
84, 88, and 71. And he still put up the numbers that he put up with the touchdowns that he had. And obviously, he was pretty much the only weapon over there in um,
Detroit.
in Detroit.
AB was getting double
With
teamed too. So what does that mean?
I'm just saying, in
So yeah,
terms of the
that doesn't say
production,
nothing.
in terms of the production, um, the fact that he wasn't able to obtain that many catches and those amount of yards per season, and he's had 1,000 yards for every season from 2010 to 2015. That's just numbers that I'm going off of. Now, those are very comparable and nice numbers. Um, you can see in the last from 2010 to 2013, he had at least 1,400 yards um, four times. Yeah, four times. Um, so that the only thing that it kind of takes a hit is with the whole catch percentage, because on average Calvin Johnson's catch percentage is 55.7 compared to AB's 65.9.
Mm.
So in terms of sheer volume, yeah, AB has it. He has a yardage um, for sure. May not have the average per catch, but again, he's getting a lot of volume. He's definitely produced. But Calvin Johnson, in my eyes, has the was is the best receiver since 2010, minus 5 years that we can't account for because obviously he retired.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like that's his problem, not
I
AB's.
mean, you're right. You're right. But
I,
again,
yeah,
as I said,
yeah.
five seasons,
Coulda, shoulda,
less.
woulda. Like you said, maybe who knows what he could have done. But I know I just told you what AB did do. That's
Yeah,
all. That's all I can go
you
by.
did. You did. You did. So again, like I said, this it gets a little tricky with this topic, but in terms of production, AB has it. Um, but
I mean,
it all depends on how
you
you.
can't go. You can't go wrong And I mean, I'm just glad that you guys actually picked people who are actually on the decades team because if you
What do you
got
think of it?
um if you tried to come with some of this,
What do you think I'm
like if
finna
you would have
pick?
tried
DeAndre
to
Thomas?
Michael Thomas or something like that,
You think I'm
Oh
finna
hell,
come with like DeAndre Thomas?
DeAndre Thomas. What you mean?
who
Who's
that?
DeAndre Thomas? You putting Michael Thomas and DeAndre Hopkins together?
Nah, not yeah. I can't say his name for the Broncos. It's like D. It's like D something.
Oh,
Demarius Thomas?
Thompson.
Yeah,
No.
there it is. Demarius.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah, no, he's not even in that.
No, he's not. Yeah, he
He
only had
just
like
missed that class year.
3 or 4 good
I
years.
mean, he's in the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the time period.
nah, he ain't no AB, no Julio, none of that.
Oh,
DeAndre Hopkins is the only person. Maybe somebody could have maybe you could have presented an argument for him, possibly.
oh, during that time
Who?
period. Yeah.
Who?
Hopkins, D Hop,
Oh
maybe
yeah,
Yeah.
I I thought about him. I mean, he's had 1,400 yard seasons, tied with AB.
in
Um,
the plus for D Hop, you could have used was just the fact of the caliber of
quarterback.
he had.
Yeah. He also had four 100 yard seasons, and that's the most out of the receivers that I tallied. Odell's one of them that I tallied too. He only has one. Um, Devontae Adams has only two. Um, AB has four, as I told you earlier. Julio
And
has
if we being real, if we talk about
three.
what could have been seasons, if AB had just got his act right and got to play a full season in 2019, who knows what those numbers would actually look like right now? Whether it would have been with the Patriots or the Raiders, or let's say he never left Pittsburgh. Either way, he really didn't play but that one game in 19. So you can say 19, you out of them 10 years that 10-year span, 19 really what he played one game. 2010
Yeah.
he barely played because like I said, he was a rookie. So even then, okay, that still makes it closer for you. That's 8 years compared to the 5. Just saying, it could have been a lot worse. But in my eyes, like I said, Antonio Brown is the best wide receiver of the decade. And again, I didn't think it wasn't really much of a debate, guys.
Why did
I
you set
mean,
this up?
kind of was a good debate.
Well, I mean, like you ended up saying in the end, if we're talking about production,
Yeah, I
yes,
agree.
was it?
Sure.
I mean, that's just by default, just because of my boy wasn't in the league for 5 years, but
Well,
it's all good.
Ah,
what's Julio's excuse, Spence? Because he was
And
in,
Julio, we all know
Julio's just been
Julio.
injured.
Julio
Julio's been injured.
empty calories. Like he'll have a million yards and one
Uh
touchdown.
huh.
Like
Yeah.
Ah,
that,
that's
that's
the
why
only thing
that's
that
why it's
kills
such
me.
a disparity with the touchdowns. It's like
Yeah.
Julio what he had like a couple of them 200-yard plus games
Yeah.
and then
He had like
Yeah.
200. He had
Two
what,
hundred,
one
one
game,
300.
probably no touchdowns.
like a touchdown. Like what?
Like how are you getting all these yards but you can't score in the end? Like, all right, bro.
I mean, there's a lot to that, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, we're not gonna make it. It is what it is.
Nah, but AB, like I said,
But let's
he
not act like AB didn't have any other weapons in Pittsburgh.
who y'all
What
y'all
about Hines?
y'all say who y'all all tell me Juju sucks,
Here
right?
we
What about?
Don't
Oh,
be
go.
doing that
I
now.
mean, Juju
Don't do
had
that
a
now.
good
Don't try to
season.
praise him now.
Here we
What about
go.
Hines Ward? Like we gonna act like Hines Ward wasn't there?
Here we
He was
go.
there his rookie year, like I said, and AB wasn't on the field. He retired after that.
But what about? Oh, he retired after that.
Yeah, Mike
So he retired
Wallace.
in 2011.
Yeah, Mike Wallace.
Oh, I know about Mike Wallace.
That's what I'm saying. Like who
Oh, I mean,
who was around?
Mike
Look,
Wallace had
Emmanuel Sanders had left for Denver.
yeah.
He was playing with Marcus Wheaton, if you want to be real, Sammy Coates, Martavius Bryant. It was all AB. Stop it. It was AB. He was
But
out there,
Calvin Johnson is definitely the
out
right
there
answer.
cooking niggas by himself. it's kind of like one of the things. It's like the pound for pound best receiver type of thing because most people when you have this conversation, you're gonna go to Julio because he's just like a freakish athlete. You're gonna go to Megatron because again another freakish athlete, and those are both great choices. But for AB to be the size he is and do the things he does, it's not close for me. And that's not even the bias because he don't even play for us no more. And that breakup was ugly, so I wouldn't be out here. I wouldn't be out here doing this, but it's real. That man was something different. That's why he
Breakup
want.
wasn't that ugly.
That's why he want his bag right now. Yeah, it wasn't because you was glad he left.
It's not because of y'all quarterback, but
You got tired
obviously,
of him doing y'all up twice a season. I feel.
obviously he's not. Obviously, the quarterback ain't the reason.
Hey, long story short, AB the goat. Y'all just got schooled.
Nah, it's definitely Calvin.
We
Whoa,
get
whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm telling you, it's Calvin.
Maybe the 2010s go,
Yeah.
but not the go.
like I said, AB the goat. Yeah,
Oh boy.
nah, I'm not saying best all time, but yeah, 2010s, yeah, for sure, easy.
Man.
But like I
Okay.
said, some of them numbers are in the all time list, so just
But
chill.
man.
But I mean, with that being said, we can go ahead. I'll let y'all know next segment how my week and everything was. I just had to let y'all know. Nah, we was coming to debate. We ain't friendly. All right.
We already knew who you were going for, so we had to make it. We had to make it
Is there anyone else?
But here's the thing,
besides D
when
Hop.
you were but here's the thing. When you did this, I already knew who you were going to pick. So I was like,
We all
why
knew.
am I even doing this? I know exactly
Let's
who
do
you're
it.
going to pick.
Well, let's
But I was
do
like,
it.
fine, whatever. I was like, fine, let's go.
I mean, you could have agreed with me if you were smart.
Could have.
No, I could have, but I ain't.
Yeah, I know.
I,
That's why you just got schooled. And
I'd
when
We
rather take.
summoned him.
I'd
and when
rather have
the video
my
drop, I
foot.
want y'all to
I'd
comment.
rather have my
I want
foot.
y'all when y'all watch the video, I want y'all to comment below and let us know who do you guys feel out of the three options that we gave you,
I mean, they have made
best
their own.
receiver. That's all. Let them know
And if
that.
you have,
Let them know respectfully that all takes are valid, but they were wrong.
and you know what, if you have a different one, go ahead and put it in the comments also.
Yeah, you can do that.
Like I said, if it ain't one of them three or
Don't listen to
Trayy,
him. Don't listen to him. Just put it
I
down.
look at
Put
y'all
it
kind of
down.
crazy. I'm looking at your
Listen,
comment like, what's this?
listen. Don't mind him.
I
Trey
really
is an.
thought Vic was gonna say Mike Evans or something like that.
I really thought he would too. I
I
swear
was,
I thought he
I
was.
was
I
about
was
to
like, please
flame.
no.
I was about to
Don't do it.
flame you, boy.
Nah,
I thought so
I'm a,
too.
I was like, be
I'm a,
realistic, boy. Don't do it to yourself.
I
when
was
we
like,
doing
don't do.
when we doing this podcast, I'm an analyst first, but a Bucks fan second. All right, all the bias that goes out the window.
I was gonna
We
say,
talking
don't do
sports.
it to yourself, boy.
That's why I
I
said, oh
like
no.
I like Mike, but nah,
That's
he's
why I said,
not my
oh
guy.
no.
Not my guy.
I look, I said, oh no, please don't. When you say comment, I said, thank you. I said, thank you.
All right, y'all. But yeah, we can go ahead and move on to the
All
next.
right.